Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Neidleman Kennedy with Treble Health, and I'm going to be discussing why you're still stuck with tinnitus and how to break free. If you're watching this video, you're probably dealing with some constant tinnitus, whether that's a buzzing sound, a ringing sound, or whatever it may be, and it feels like it's controlling your life. I want to tell you something very important, and the key to moving forward isn't just about the sound itself, it's about your confidence in yourself, the process, and your ability to get better. Let's talk about what confidence really means, how tinnitus affects it, and most importantly, how you can rebuild it to finally break free. Confidence is much more than just feeling good about yourself. It's a feeling or an awareness of your own strength and ability. So you might start off by telling yourself out loud or in your mind, I'm confident I can overcome tinnitus. I'm not going to get defeated by this. Or two, a belief that you're taking the right steps. This is the right way forward, a sense of certainty that you know that this won't control your life forever and you're just going through a temporary phase. And it even is a form of trust, a trust in the process that it's going to help you to start feeling better, noticing your tinnitus less, feeling less reactive, looking at it as less of a problem. All of these things combined are what makes up confidence. Now, confidence and self esteem are related, but they're not exactly the same. Confidence has more to do with how you feel about your own interactions with the world. So, for example, you might feel really confident about being able to do a good job at work and speak in front of people. Whereas self esteem is about your internal sense of satisfaction and value. So, how you feel about yourself deep down. And even though you might be really confident and able to speak in front of a group of people, your self esteem might be low and you might be self conscious and worried about how you come off or how people took your presentation, for example. So, you really can have high self esteem but low confidence in certain situations, or vice versa. Both play a big role in how tinnitus impacts you. I like to tell my patients that tinnitus takes our confidence away, but it also takes our ability to focus and attend to things. It's what distracts you away from what used to make up your everyday life. So, in order to get back to feeling more like yourself, you have to build back that confidence that you can overcome this. So, to further explain what habituation is, it's the process of growing accustomed to tinnitus, so much so that you barely notice it anymore. It's as though it doesn't bother you like it once did. It's as though it's not there unless you dial into it. So, this is the same process that happens all the time. We habituate to the jewelry that we often wear. So, for example, the first time you may have worn a ring or a watch, it was really apparent and felt odd to you to have that on your hand or on your wrist. But over time, you habituate to it, and now you get to the point where you don't even notice that you have it on. And in fact, you might actually notice more when you don't have it on. We essentially habituate to anything that any sounds, smells, sights, tastes, things that we feel on a regular basis. So we grow accustomed to the smell of our detergent or the soap that we use. But it's not to say that those smells and odors aren't there. It's just that once again, we become habituated to it and our brain doesn't feel the need to remind us of it or to draw our focus on what exactly it smells like because it's constant and it's always there with us. So much like tinnitus may feel constant and always there with you, this is why habituation is the key to overcoming it. If your brain recognizes that it's there and it's not something that it needs to focus on, it will start to eventually filter it out for you. In order to reach habituation, you need to rebuild your confidence and self esteem. You have to get back to the level that you had before tinnitus, or better yet, even higher, in order to maintain a positive outlook and trust in yourself. So, why does confidence matter so much? When you're confident and you have a good self esteem, you feel much more in control. Anxiety decreases because you trust yourself to handle the challenges that come forth. You may not have been ready to reach out for outside support when you've had tinnitus for however long, but maybe now you are feeling more confident, able to seek out support and help, and that's something that's going to benefit you. Success builds on success. Each small win improves how you feel about yourself and how you feel about tinnitus. I like to tell my patients that you should highlight every victory that you have. You need to remind yourself of all the ways that you're able and capable to get over this, and the ways that your brain is able to not only heal itself, but change the way it's processing and perceiving tinnitus, as well as any other annoyances that you recognize, whether they're inside, internal sounds, internal feelings, sensations, or external stimuli that you receive on a regular basis. So, here are some ways that you can start rebuilding your confidence today. Number one, find a support plan or a team that you trust. Confidence grows when you believe in people and the methods that are helping you. So, this can look different for different individuals. You might be more of someone to research, create a plan on your own, and then be able to execute it. Whereas someone else may really need the support of another individual. I like to consider myself more of like a coach, in the sense that a lot of the information that you will receive or learn, it's not something that you may not have been able to uncover on your own or have discovered through research, but having someone there to be able to advocate for you, keep you accountable for the changes and new behaviors, new thought patterns, new like meditation exercises, or whatever strategies you're using, including sound therapy, for example, making sure that you're keeping up with it and understanding why you're doing it. So, finding support is really important. And if that's something that you think can help you, consider scheduling a free consultation with one of our audiologists. Number two, try to reduce negative thoughts. Catch negative self talk, like, I'm never going to get better, and reframe it to something that's more either hopeful, positive, or just something that's more neutral. So, you might tell yourself, I am getting better each and every day, as opposed to I'm never getting better or even I want to get better. I have many patients tell me that they regularly tell themselves, I want to get better, I want to get better, I want to get better. And then I tell them, what you're saying at face value seems like something positive, but when you really dissect it, you realize I want to get better gives off the impression that you're not currently okay. And if you tell yourself instead that I am getting better, it sounds like you are already advancing and improving, but yet there's still room to get better, of course. Like you haven't reached the finish line exactly. So it's a much better thing to say is I am getting better rather than I'll never get better and even I want to get better. Number three, write down your strengths and accomplishments. No matter how small they may seem, it's important for you to remember every time that tinnitus didn't bother you as much, or you didn't really notice it, or it didn't have as much of an impact in a situation like going out to eat or meeting up with friends or family. You need to be able to see these positive experiences in order to build up confidence to know that this is the direction things are going in so that you don't feel beaten down when you start to notice your tinnitus or it seems like it's a little louder than it was the day before. Make sure you write these things down and have them in a place where you can easily access them. So that might mean that you're using the notes application on your phone and you're just typing out little things. So when you're starting to feel a little bit down in the dumps, you can look back and say, oh, yeah, I remember I got to go to the movies last week, and I really don't think my tinnitus was at all something that I noticed for those couple of hours that I was there. You could also write it down and just keep it with you in your wallet. So no matter where you are, you can pull it out and read through it. Next is number four, set realistic goals and try to break them down into manageable steps. Maybe you want to try a new sound therapy or start practicing mindfulness or a new meditation technique. Try to reward yourself when you actually meet these goals. So, most patients that I meet, of course, and probably most of you, the goal is just to not hear tinnitus anymore, be able to be in quiet. But if you only are focusing on that, the whole process is going to feel a lot longer. If instead you try to move that goal up a little bit to a smaller one. Maybe you just want to be able to start reading again, or you want to be able to go back out to your favorite restaurant without being as bothered by your tinnitus. When you can have these more small, individualized, specific goals, it's going to help build your confidence that you are going to be able to reach that end goal of not having bothersome tinnitus anymore. Number five is take risks. Try something new. Even if it doesn't go perfectly, it really helps to teach you that you are resilient and that it's not a bad thing to kind of get out of your comfort zone. So many patients that I meet with, It might be their first time speaking with someone about issues that they're having. It might be their first time even using telehealth or even Zoom, for example. And taking these risks and opening themselves up, there's a lot of reward that comes with it. And so you have to consider taking risks, because if you just stay put, you can't expect changes to happen unless you start to make changes in your life. And oftentimes that means taking a risk or kind of going outside of your comfort zone. Number 6, use positive affirmations daily. The way you speak to yourself shapes how you feel. The things that we think and feel alter the way our brain processes information. It affects how our body responds. And so there's a lot of power to the words that we speak and say to ourselves. Remember, confidence isn't fixed. You can learn it at any time. You can grow it at any point in your life. You can even do it now. But just know that it's one of the things that I find really helps people to get better and feel more like themselves again. I think that it's a really important part of the puzzle. Before we move on, take a moment and I'd like you to rate your confidence in your ability to overcome tinnitus on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being very low confidence to 10 being the most confident. Then rate your self-esteem on what it was before you had tinnitus and what your self-esteem feels like now that you're dealing with tinnitus, and use that same scale of 1 to 10. Keep those scores somewhere that you could easily find them and access them. They're going to help you to see the progress that you're making as you start to practice these strategies along with others that you're using to help manage tinnitus. And just remember, tinnitus may feel overwhelming right now, but rebuilding your confidence and your self-esteem is a really powerful step in a way that can change your experience. You don't have to be stuck anymore. With the right mindset and support, you can retrain your brain and reduce tinnitus and regain that control of your life. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have found this helpful, please like or subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more content from us here at Treble Health. And if you're interested, consider signing up for a free consultation to discuss what's going on with you and what ways that we can help make tinnitus more manageable and get you back to feeling like yourself.